Hello and welcome to Dateline Lagos on Channels Television. I'm Olumide Macaulay. In for your regular host, Ayo Balogun. Coming up on the program today, a look at the ongoing construction of the second phase of the Blue Line Rail, and the Lagos State Government holds Eco Revenue Plus Summit 2024. We kick off the show from the rail sector. The Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority has begun work on the second phase of the Blue Line Rail, and the Director of Rail Transport, Mr. Olasukomi Okushaga, says the rail project will be delivered in 2026. Take a look.
On Monday, September 4th, 2023, the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu flagged off the commercial operation of the first phase of the Blue Rail Line, a 13-kilometer stretch from Marina Station to Mount 2. Since then, Lagos residents have been enjoying the comforts that the Blue Line Rail offers.
Dear passengers, we are now at my 2 station and we are heading back to Marina. Feel free to take photos and videos of this experience. Sit tight, enjoy the ride.
After over a year of operations under the supervision of the Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority, the first phase of the Blue Line Rail has transported over 4 million passengers without any disruption.
From my house is just 5 minutes walk to the station. Then the only challenge I'm having is going back to my office when we come down now.
I think it's a great achievement. Long time coming, but it's finally here. I think it will be a game changer to move from Marina to Mile 2 or Mile 12 in the speed of time it will go will be amazing. I think it's great for progress as Lagos develops towards being the megacity that it wants to be.
It's a nice one. We appreciate that so much. It's a nice one because that will lessen the traffic, and you can see like on the train now you can see there's a lot of cloud.
Some of us no more drive, because of the quickness of the train. You leave and you can even time yourself. You're going to get to the office when you really want to get there, unlike before that you may tell somebody, okay, wait for me, by 9 I will be there. You may not be there until 12 noon. But this one, once you tell somebody by 9 I will be there, by 9 you will actually be there. So it has eased the traffic problem for those of us on the route that the train is running now.
With the success story achieved so far, the Lagos State government is not resting on its odds, with work already started on the second phase of the 14-kilometer Blue Rail Line. Officials of the Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority, led by the Director of the Rail Transport, Olasukomi Okushaga, are out to see the progress of work on the second phase, which stretches from Mile 2 to Okokomaiko.
We have phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1 stopped at Mile 2, and the continuation of the phase 1 goes to we call it phase 2, which goes from Mile 2 all the way to Okokomaiko.
The first port of call is Mazamaza area, where a bridge is being constructed for the rail project. About 3,000 people have been employed for the second phase of the Blue Rail project, designed to have 3 bridges, 6 stations. With any project of such magnitude, safety and security of workers on site is top priority.
The phase 2 of the Blue Line is about 14 kilometers. because the whole blue line right of way itself is about 27. The one we've done in phase 1 is 13. You can see where we are starting at the back of it is my 2 station. That's where the phase 1 stops. And then the phase 2 started from here. The bridge behind me is the Maza bridge. We've done a test on it and we find that the bridge is not strong enough in terms of the strength. So we have to demolish to construct another new bridge that we house, and then they house the railway operation. The Blue Line phase 2 has 6 stations, which started from Festac, Alakija, Trade Fair, Volkswagen, Lasu, and Okokomaiko. And the depot for the whole Blue Line is in Okokomaiko. It's about 400,000 square meters. So that's the Blue Line phase 2 in its own entirety. The Blue Line itself, the phase 2 that we have commenced, will be completed in 2026. The project has started now. As we speak now, we're about 27% in terms of completion. It has 6 stations, as I said, 3 bridges, and a bigger depot that will house the whole Blue Line at Okokomaiko. This bridge itself, you can say, when we demolish it, we are constructing 66 piers. Presently, we've done 22, which is about 33% of it. We plan to complete the piers in probably the end of the year. And then during this visit, we will show you the Satellite Bridge and the Lasso Bridge. Construction is ongoing there. Those 2 bridges have gone to advanced stage as well. Then we have 6 stations. We will get there and show you the station in terms of completion as well. And then the Okokomaiko depot, where we are going to house the main depot for the whole Blue Line. In terms of constructions, from the CCC side, which is the main contractor, the subcontractor on our side, we might be looking at 3,000 employees, both direct and indirect. In terms of the lesson learned from phase 1 that we've brought into phase 2, security and safety part of it is one of the things we prioritize. We have a method statement, we have approved safety standards, that we have a safety manager on site, and all our activities is being done to safeties approved. In terms of, we can benchmark against international best practice. They have methodology, they have risk assessment done on all the activities as well. So safety is priority, and which you can see from the site. You can see the way the staff are saying how their PPE is done, method statement approved, work methodology all done. Even the work site is being cut off for security purposes as well.
Their journey continues to Festac to inspect the 1-floor station, which is currently at 55% stage.
Oh my God.
Achieving intermodal transportation is one of the major priorities of the Lagos State government, and the rail project is one of such. The second phase of the Blue Line rail project, spanning Mile 2 to Okokomaiko, is designed to have 6 stations from Festac to Alakija, Trade Fair, Volkswagen, Lasu, and the final stop, Okokomaiko. I'm currently at one of the stations, which is at Festac, where the station is still currently under construction. It has the capacity to accommodate over 1,000 passengers. And the Lagos State government has said when completed, residents can easily walk in here to join the train ride to make their trip easy and smooth. LAMATA officials say the ongoing rail project will be an upgraded version of the first phase.
I was involved in the first phase of the project, which has been completed. Currently is under operations. Rail operations now. And this is a bit unique. The reason behind that is that we have learned from what we have built before. We have improved on this. Aesthetically, operation-wise, we have improved on it. And this is going to be a modern version of what we have done before, an improved version. The good thing about this is that some of the gaps we have in the other one that people have complained about, we have improved on it. We've improved on the paid area, we've improved on the concourse area, we've improved on the access point, we have improved even the aesthetically. You see it's slightly different, but it's all the same. But we are just trying to modernize anything we want to do, we want to improve on it. So the capacity of this station is about 1,000 square area. and it has the capacity of holding about 1,000, minimum of 1,000 people per time. So it means that we have our rail system, the trains can take up to 800 per time, and we have a capacity of 1,000. So we have more than enough to supply the train system. Before we start our design, we always carry out feasibility study, and that talks about passenger volume. So the design of this location is designed such that it will be able to meet the passenger volume of this area. However, we have also designed it such that it's scalable. In future, if we observe that there are more people willing to use the rail system, this infrastructure can also be upgraded.
We are presently at the Festac station. As I said earlier on, the Blue Line Phase 2 has 6 stations. Festac station is one of it, and it has just one floor, the ground floor and the first floor. And in terms of completion, it's about 55% complete. And then we're going. The next phase of it is the roofing. Once we roof, then the station is almost complete. Then the beauty of it is, as I said earlier on, is like we integrate our stations, the rail station and the bus stations. If I far right like this, you can see those are the bus stations here. Once we connect with it, you can transfer from the bus to the rail and the rail to the bus. That's the beauty of this Festac station.
No problem. Okay.
Meanwhile, the project contractor says work is moving fast to meet up with the 2026 completion deadline.
I appreciate the Lagos State government choose us as a contractor for this project, and also I appreciate Lagos government and LAMATA's support for our work, supposed to provide a good condition to construction and fund. And so on. You can see there's a lot of work, equipment, and the work is unfair. And I believe CCCC will do our best to deliver the project before the deadline.
At Satellite Town area of Lagos, the piers for the second bridge in between two major roads is already up, nearing completion. And LAMATA says the infrastructure quality cannot be questioned and will stand the test of time.
What we have here is like we have a bridge. As I said, we have 3 bridges within the Blue Line Phase 2. We are starting at the satellite bridge. You can see all the piers is up. The pier cap is there. The only thing left now is just for us to launch the bridge, to launch the beam. Once that is done, the bridge is ready, and they'll do the abutment on the bridge, and then put all the necessary asphalt and all that on the bridge. So the bridge is ready. As we speak, it's about, by and large, about 70% complete. So this is satellite bridge, one of the main bridge within the Blue Line Phase 2. And what we've done so far, you can see, is between 2 major roads. So that's the Blue Line rail corridor is between the Lagos bound and the Badagry bound of the motorways. The bridge is designed for between 75 to 100 years, or even more than that, because we're using a robust structural design. That's what we've done in it. And as you can see, safety is key, because we understand the importance of safety and how we construct within 2 existing roads. We prioritize it. We look at what needs to be done in terms of what needs to be done in terms of the safety of the people that works in it, not disturbing the traffic, and then we look at it. Most of the right of way within this 2 section has been cordoned off, so we are working in a secluded area. So that has given us opportunity to ensure safety is done and security part of the construction itself. Where we are standing is cordoned off, so you have to get a permit or what a clearance to enter here, and when you are leaving, they check you and all that. So that's why we call it a safe working environment. So it's secured. And that even enhancing us in terms of safety of people. You know, people coming in and out, even the vehicular movement and the personnel and the workers as well. The place is cordoned off and is secure.
At LASU axis, bus and rail networks have been factored into the project for easy movement of residents and students of the Lagos State University. At this point, one will also find the 3rd bridge for the Blue Rail project, which is still under construction.
This is one of the bridges within the Blue Line Phase 2. It's called the LASU Bridge. And by the side of the bridge there we have the LASU station, which is connecting with our own bus terminal, and we serve the LASU, the Lagos State University. That's the purpose of having this integration of bus and rail network here. And another thing we are looking at to have a LASU mega terminal, which will connect everything together, but that is coming in the next phase of the project. But presently we are standing at the LASU bridge. You can see the bridge is almost completed. We have the piers and the pier cap already. The next phase is just for us to launch the beams. Once the beam is launched, the bridge is almost completed. So from there now we go to the Okokomaiko, which have a station there, and is the biggest depot we are looking at. Is about 460,000 square meter. That's why we're going to have the depot that will do maintenance of all other activities in terms of rail operation and maintenance at that depot. That's the plan.
Do you have a technology facility that monitors all your infrastructure?
Oh yes, that's what we are planning to do. We call it the asset management system. That's what we have. Collect all our infrastructures, look at it, and we have a scheduled maintenance in terms of that. So we know when this is due for maintenance, in terms of whether routine maintenance, heavy maintenance, and all that. Yes, we do. It's not even for the Blue Line alone, it's for the all infrastructure under the LAMATA project. So that's the plan. As we used to say to them, this infrastructure, this project is for them. It's in their community. It is important they maintain it. We can see the Blue Line itself now. People are maintaining it. People are doing it. It's more than 6 months now, and it's working for us. So we know what it's doing. We are going to tell them, we're going to do more advocacy to tell them the importance of it for them to maintain it, so we serve them more and we last longer. So that's the purpose. We don't want people to vandalize it. It's for their community. I don't live in this area. If it is my own area, we'll come all together and support it and embrace it, and we maintain it. We will do our own maintenance on our own part, and I want the community as well to do their own in terms of safeguarding it and maintaining. Don't vandalize it. Just go and start destroying and stealing all the infrastructure or the fittings that are being deployed on the rail project or on the bridge itself. According to our study, the projection we have for the whole Blue Line corridor is about 250 to 500,000 passengers per day. The Blue Line Phase 1 is carrying is still within the. We've carried about more than 3 to 4 million passengers in the last 1 year. So when this is completed, we have more passengers, more people coming from this axis into Marina axis, coming from the Okokomaiko, working in Lagos State. So we projected to have at least at the start about 250,000 passengers per day.
The second phase of the Blue Line Rail project is unique in its own way, designed to fit in between existing roads. Scheduled for delivery in the year 2026, the 27-kilometer rail project from Marina to Okokomaiko is also projected to move about 250 to 500,000 passengers per day, and residents already taking advantage of the rail transport infrastructure advised not to destroy the rail corridor and support the authorities' efforts towards completing all rail projects conceived by the Lagos State government.
From rail infrastructure to revenue generation. This time, the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has promised to prioritize economic growth, infrastructure development with the 2025 budget of over 3 trillion naira proposed to the State House of Assembly. Governor Sanwo-Olu, who was speaking at the Eco Revenue Plus Summit 2024, says Lagos deserves more than the amount presented because of its commercial status.
Ladies and gentlemen,
industry players, members of the Lagos State Executive Council, federal government representatives, traditional rulers, community leaders all converge on Balmoral Convention Center, Victoria Island, for the first Eco Revenue Plus Summit 2024. The conversation is geared towards redefining revenue generation, and the State Commissioner for Finance highlights the steps taken by the government to improve Lagos with internally generated revenue.
Our financial management strategy in Lagos must align with our commitment to sustainability, sustainable financing, which involves meeting current needs while safeguarding the well-being of future generations. That is, prioritizing projects that promote economic inclusivity, social development, and environmental responsibility. This revenue summit is designed to ensure that every stakeholder sees the value of contributing to our collective success. This approach prioritizes making sure that no group is left out of the benefit and responsibility of the generation.
The state government assures investors that Lagos is safe for their business.
Zenith Bank started from Lagos. Let's congratulate ourselves. Wema Bank, as we've had, started as Agbomagbe. Let's congratulate ourselves. MTN, Wema, Glo, Airtel. If you want to play big, the best place to be is Lagos.
The man behind the Eco Revenue Plus Summit 2024 is a special advisor on taxation and revenue, Mr. Abdul Kabir Ogungbo, and he says the summit is to unlock new revenue streams for the state.
It is important to quickly point out that this discourse will focus on 5 key sectors that hold the promise to unlock new and dynamic revenue streams for our dear Lagos State. Number 1 is digital economy, 2 is informal sector, 3 is circular economy, property, and of course energy to energize our economy. I believe we will have another opportunity in the course of this summit to elaborate on these strategic streams of revenue. However, it suffices to state that each of these sectors present unique opportunity for us to leverage on in our quest for growth and sustainability. This 2-day summit shall explore the mentioned critical sectors of our economy, attempt to provide a workable plan, and present a communique in form of a deal book that will be accompanied with a post-summit implementation plan that will be tracked by the state government dedicated desk to monitor not just post-summit activities, but also the impact on the state economy through verifiable data. Accordingly, the goal of every strategy and work plan is to achieve the clearly stated objectives, and in the case of revenue expectations from Lagos State, Mr. Governor is convinced and optimistic that the implemented plans and projection of Lagos State will significantly grow the revenue of our state in the region of up to more than 30 to 40% in the short term and over 75% in the long term.
Representing the Minister of Finance and coordinating Minister of Economy is the CEO of Nigeria's Ministry of Finance Incorporated, Dr. Armstrong Tekang, and it speaks on the strategies for unlocking revenue potential for sustainable growth.
The voluntary assets and income declaration system was meant to be a tax amnesty program to help governments, both federal and state governments, use a window to collect extra taxes. At the time, we had voluntary declarations of about 104 billion naira. 97 of that was for federal related. Only about 7 was for subnationals. And at the bottom of it, when you think about it, even in Lagos, the volume of taxes that are not related to payee is less than 20%. It is important that states begin to recognize other assets that it has to generate more revenues. One of the things that was very clear, even though Lagos was ahead of the others, was the fact that the land assets were a key part of revenue drivers. But very few of the states had digital systems for digitalizing the assets. And so all the revenues that ought to come directly from the lands were being missed. And what we also found was that a lot of people were using that black hole to cheat governments.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu joins virtually and responds to the comments made, particularly the state's 2025 budget recently presented to the State Assembly.
Lagos State budget is typically driven by the capacity of what revenue we can generate. The demands of even this year's budget into next year's budget, which we just finished preparation, shows that indeed we need up to 6.5 to 7 trillion, to meet all of the needs that we've gone around and for all of the things people are asking us to do. But because we don't have the capacity yet to generate that amount of revenue, we're constricted with the revenue that is available. And why am I saying this? Year on year, we implement our budget to over 90% year on year. This year, clearly, we're going to do between 95 to 100% of the budget that were put forward this year. So you can see that our ability to do more, quite frankly, depends on our ability to earn more. If we can earn more, we can actually implement a lot more. So that's one point. But the real conversation we need to have is to look at the size of the population we need to serve, to look at the amount of challenge and the infrastructural, upgrade that we need to do, and to be able to say to ourselves that as subnational, are we where we should be yet? Yes, if you do a ranking among the 36 states, you can say that Lagos State is far ahead of his other state. I'm not sure there's another state that would have maybe a 1.2 trillion or a 1 trillion budget next year. But we are not going to be measured by that. We want to be measured knowing fully well that what percentage of the business, commercial, economic activity of the country truly resides in Lagos.
The Lagos State government says the two-day Eco Revenue Plus Summit 2024 will also inspire actionable strategies that will elevate Lagos to new heights of economic prosperity.
That's the program for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Olumide Macaulay. Remember, obey all state laws and stay safe.